may know out there, Patch is the caretaker of my greenhouse.
Yeah, I am. That's me. I work at greenhouse.
Well, as tonight was quite a cold evening, and Patch has been working very hard looking after my seedlings, I said he could come in for a little story. And so tonight I'm going to read to Patch a little bedtime story, and that's from the book Aesthetic Analysis by D.W. Prowl. Would you like that, Patch?
Yes, I would.
There are so-called philosophical arguments to demonstrate that the genuine science of society is an impossibility, but such arguments are simply neglected by men trying to gain knowledge about society. Their main virtue is, I think, to indicate that analysis and abstraction are confined always to fields limited by the very abstractions that constitute their foundations. We cannot know everything at once from every conceivable point of view. Quite obviously, for we always have or are at some point in our view, physically, emotionally and intellectually, and in every other way. All knowledge is from some point of view and is guided not only by data found, but by interest confined to some data and not taken in other data. All knowledge neglects some things while it pays attention to other things. All attention is directed not only by some interest, but by means of some sort of conceptual scheme. It uses a limited number of terms and definitions. It comprises some single, though perhaps very spacious, perspective upon our world.
I don't understand it.
Never mind, Patch. Knowledge must be relatively determinate in order to be knowledge at all. Omniscience is, if one stops to try to fathom its meaning, a hopelessly absurd notion, a logical impossibility. The lack of it is not an inhuman limitation, unless knowledge itself is to be considered a human limitation. Being everywhere at once and seeing and understanding everything from every point of view, so that one's object is literally everything in all of its aspects and all its relations, would apparently involve being completely identical with everything at once. But being identical with anything is meaningless, except as it involves not being identical with other things. It is a fact, for example, that men feel differently about things, and all at once. And so, to see exactly how one differed from every other, it would be necessary to be at once exclusive and inclusive of everything, not its particular chosen embodiment.
I don't understand what you're saying, but I'm getting tired.
God would be in his world in every particle and aspect of it, and so no longer God known in his world at all. He would have lost his own identity, which requires his being distinct from